Hey everyone, L to the W here today. Finally gonna do this video I've been wanting to do on the beautiful Grand National. Now it's funny, I just went to Best Buy and the guy came out, asked me if it was like a Cutlass or something. So being it was out in '87, a lot of people just forgotten about this car. And for those of you that are in the cars and know what the car is, please excuse me while I go on a little bit about the history of what this car is. It's made by Buick. It's a Buick Regal. It's made in 1987, the last year of General Motors G-body line. The Grand National was an appearance package that made the entire car black. As you can see, blacked out everything from the headlights to the trim, even a lot of the chrome in the wheel. There's everything on the back. And it came with a really nice two-tone interior. These seats, the black and silver. The Grand National, the Turbo 6 stitched into the headrests. Now these floor mats are aftermarket, but everything else you see in here is the way this car came in 1987. So what gives with the Grand National? Buick had been messing around with turbos for quite a while, and by about '85 they started getting some pretty good power with them. And this is when they first came out with the murdered out Grand Nationals. '86 they went in and put these intercoolers, and that's the scoop. And that's when they became really something special. And then '87 had even more power in '86. So 1987, this car should have never ever have happened by GM's rules of nothing being able to be faster than the Corvette. Because as we know, the Camaros have never been faster until maybe now. Nothing's been able to come close. Wow, getting used to this little gimbal thing. So anyways, this is a car, and that's what makes it special. This car should never have existed by GM's rules. Buick went out there and broke the rules and came up with something spectacular that was beating that. And I guarantee you Chevy was pissed off. So yeah, so that's what it is. Now for those of you that know the car and appreciate it, this is how the car would have came off the assembly line. This car has no mods except for somebody had replaced the exhaust system and it was kind of ratty, and I did a pipes exhaust system from the cat back, so it's kind of like the GNX would have had with the dual mufflers underneath. But other than that, this car is bone stock. I mean, it is '87. Some things can go bad. I mean, this is amazing that pretty much the exhaust is about the only thing that's been replaced. You know, when I bought it, the AC didn't work, so I kind of had to redo that. But that seems to be a pretty common problem with these cars. But this was a northern car. It was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, is where I got it. About 60,000 miles, so it wasn't driven in the snow and that. It's been pretty much garaged and that, and now I have it. It's my baby. By today's standard, this is about pretty plain as it gets. Not much to it. Believe it or not, back in the 80s there was an interstate law about interstates weren't any faster than 55, so they mandated that cars can only go to 85, and it was to give the appearance that you were actually going faster than you were because of the speedometer being so far over. Yeah, but this was what you would have said fully loaded back then. Here's your remote for the mirror, power locks, windows, you got tilt, cruise, rear window defrost, and a cable actuated side mirror, and pretty basic cassette deck player. Not much by, like I said, today's standards. You know, cars definitely have a lot more, but this was premium luxury back then. And you know, you don't buy this car expecting all these googads. This does not have traction control, does not have anti-lock. You actually have to drive this car. But it's got cold ass AC and it books, so what more do you need? But anyways, I'm pretty sure a lot of you seen these cars. I got gauge podges here, stuff stuck here, stuff here. People have the methanol injection, and they have their tuners and stuff like that. Not me. This car's all original, unmolested car, and this is exactly what I wanted. It was hard to get. It was especially hard to get at a price I could really even afford, but we made it happen. So now let's get to what really makes this car special, the heart of the beast here. And this is what this motor would have looked like in 1987 rolling off the assembly line. I don't know if I've already said it. It's 3.8 liter V6. It is not the 3800. Don't confuse the two because they're the same displacement. 3800 is a front wheel drive motor. This thing's has the turbo 700 R4, which is like a V8 type transmission. They wouldn't even match. They would not line up. But this motor was specifically built for this huge friggin' turbo. And down here is the Garrett intercooler. You can hopefully see that. If you can get down here, there's actually a fan. I gotta be careful not to burn my camera on this turbo, but it's there's a fan on the back side of that intercooler, so that way when you're at idle, it helps keep all that cool. But everything you see here is original. This piece I did replace. I painted it black to kind of match everything. Did have to put a water pump on it and an AC compressor, but you know, a lot of these ones you look at, they usually have some type of cone K&N air filter sticking out right here, maybe a straight tube. This is the original air box, the flex tube. You got your sensor here, it goes down into a steel box, and then you got your plastic tube that actually gets cold air from back behind the headlights. These use these really weird, I forget what this is, the hydro boost or something system that uses like a, this is like a nitrogen charged cylinder and an electric motor down here to power the brakes. They were scared that, my gimbal's messing up. They were worried that under boost there would be positive pressure in the manifold and there wouldn't be any vacuum to operate the brakes. So they went with this, which was kind of known to be a troublesome system. I did have to replace this when I bought the car. It was kind of hard on the pedal, so yeah, this was replaced too. But other than that, nothing's been changed in the motor. You know, you still got the original Bosch fuel injector here. Best guess, maybe that's the original coil packs. They don't look like anything's been touched on them. I did put new spark plug wires, but they are AC Delco correct. Yeah, this is stock original. This is what they actually look like even down. These are the original clamps and boots. The original boots had this orange in them. So that's really unique to even have all that original parts on the car. And of course you got that badass under the hood, the Turbo 6 symbol with the Buick. Always love seeing that. Now I have one. So I think these things were, oh man, and I'm sorry, I think they were rated around like 250 or so horses, like 300. I'm not even gonna say because I'm like so far off. But anyways, so let's take a look. I'll show you these little LED readouts. It's the only thing that this car came with right here. You got a little LED readout for your RPM, and then underneath here is a turbo boost gauge. And that's it for your instrumentations. Now if I rev it up, you can see the boost come up. Well, maybe not. Alright, so it was there for a brief second. So there you go. Maybe, hopefully maybe somebody found it cool to see that old little LED stuff light up. There was an option for a totally digital dash on this car too. But I heard those things are pretty troublesome too, so I'm kind of glad just to have the regular old analog. But whew, it's hot, man. It is freaking hot. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the tour. Love sharing this car. It really blows people's minds away when you tell them. It's just, they can't, it's kind of like the new commercials now. That's a Buick. Everybody thinks it's like a Monte Carlo. Like this guy thought, over here at Best Buy thought it was a Cutlass. Nobody ever thinks. It's like you either know this car or you don't. Which is, hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel for more content. Like, shares, comments. Always appreciate it. I try to get back to everybody that makes a positive comment about stuff. If you got a Grand National, tell your story.